Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing very well. Post Navratri, Dasera, now Diwali is also here next week, and it's been a while since I connected with all of you guys, so I thought I'll connect and share some updates, some energy updates about what's happening right now. So a lot of people at this point are going through a timeline shift. A lot of people in the collective are going through a timeline shift all over the world. For a lot of you guys, you already know what is a timeline jump, what is a timeline shift, what happens when that happens, right? A lot of you guys already know it. But for some people who are a little unaware of this, I want to talk about some signs that will clear out as to, okay, you also might have gone through a timeline jump in the recent times, in the past couple of weeks, last week, even this week. People might be still getting onto the new timeline this week. It's nothing but basically your reality changing in very subtle ways. You going to a new parallel reality, parallel timeline, which always are existing around you, like, infinite timelines are there around you, but now you have suddenly moved to an adjacent timeline where you might feel these changes. It is a collective shift, it's a collective change all over the world, and it keeps happening every year or every 6 months. People go through these shifts, but this feels like a major shift, okay, a major change in your reality, in your timeline, which is why I'm trying to talk about this very convincingly, and I'll discuss some of the pointers which will confirm to you that you are also part of this jump, you're also part of this shift. Now, the very first thing is you looking at yourself very differently, a different relationship you have with yourself. Okay, your confidence levels would have changed, you have less insecurities, the usual things that you feel about yourself, that you think about yourself, now slowly have faded out, and you feel very different about yourself. Your habits are changing. Suddenly you are being guided to adopt new habits which you just don't do, or maybe you did earlier and now you're feeling lazy or you're not motivated to do those things, but now suddenly you feel like doing that. For example, if people never went to the gym, they just don't feel like going to the gym ever, suddenly one fine morning you wake up and you feel like going to the gym is my normal, going to do this is my normal. Like suddenly you're ordering a very different cup of coffee, a different flavor or something, and you feel like, okay, this is my normal, this is what I do anyway. It's a very sudden shift, right? Like one fine morning you wake up and you feel like, no, this is my normal now, I don't do that at all. That sudden new habit that you're adopting feels very normal for you, like you've been doing that anyway. There is like a change of air all around you. Suddenly you wake up and you also might feel like the alignment of your house, the however the furniture is kept, it feels different, it looks different, the environment is different around you, and you can really sense that it's not like how it was yesterday. And then you also might feel about yourself, suddenly something has changed about your looks, you're looking very different than usual. Suddenly some major makeover you've done, a very drastic some kind of a change of your look has happened, a change in your features even. Maybe your eye color looks different now, something very, it is very much possible, okay, it happens. Like your eyebrows are different right now, or the way you speak, the change of your voice, the baritone is different, the voice, the texture of your voice has changed. Something like that can happen suddenly over a period of a week. And these changes are not happening just like that. This particular timeline is demanding these changes in you. Okay, you might have noticed it already. If you have, please do let me know in the comments. I would also want to know what all changes you've been going through in this new timeline shift. You also might be wondering, how are these changes happening to me? How am I doing this? How are things suddenly shifting around me like that? But you'll get used to it. Now, about the habit thing, you might not be resonating with something that you used to do, some kind of habit, some kind of living, a way of living life. Maybe now you are not resonating with anymore, and you are being called to outgrow it, because you've anyway outgrown it, but it's just becoming more and more obvious. You've outgrown certain things, and you've been asked to have new perspectives, like a very different kind of a perspective of looking at life, of living, or generally looking at things, is coming to you as a gush of air, and it's showing you a new way of doing things. It's giving you a new energy basically. Now, about people, right? The second thing is about people and other situations, things around you, they are also going to change a lot, where you will feel like some people you're just not resonating with anymore. Suddenly they are leaving your life. Suddenly you don't have to actually force them to keep them in your life anymore, because they are supposed to leave with the old timeline and make space for the new people who are going to arrive in your timeline. New kind of people who will match your vibe, who will align with your frequency, with your way of looking at things now. So you will feel like some people are naturally walking out of your life. They're just falling out of this timeline, and you will not be able to retain them in your life. No matter how much you try, it's going to only become painful. So you will be basically guided to let them go easily. And it will be quite weird for you, because you'll be like, last week only I spoke to this person and it felt like there was a connection, there was a match, but how come this week there is just no connection? This person's feeling like, they're leaving my life. And you will be bumping into people here and there at various situations, very unexpectedly, but not accidentally. There is no accidents. You will bump into people who are supposed to be in this timeline for you, who will bring in some kind of opportunities, new lessons, new growth, basically tools for your growth, tools for your more understanding. They will be coming through, all these people. Also, another thing about people, about things around you, you might actually be suddenly guided very, very randomly out of nowhere to make amends with people. Like reach out to people who you've not spoken for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, because of some differences, because of something that happened, and you are not even planning to catch up with these people or make any amends, because you are still not really on the same page or anything, but you will be urged to make amends with them. Make amends and tie up the loose ends, because without tying up these loose ends, you cannot move on to the new frequency, really, like mentally completely closing those chapters, right? You need to close those chapters, and for that you will have to speak it out, you will have to forgive, or you will have to say that okay, it's okay, whatever happened, now let's move on to the new thing. And that is what also will happen to you. You will be urged to reach out to people, and it will happen so naturally, because even those people will make it very easy for you to seek forgiveness or forgive. It will not be a clash at all. Like, it will be feeling like it's happening very naturally. And it's not for one person. It's going to be very uncanny, because you might actually reach out to 3, 4, 5 people even, right? And make amends out of nowhere, out of seriously nowhere, and patch it up, move on, patch it up, move on. And it will feel so natural to you, which you've not done for the last 5 years, last how many ever years, long time, and you were not even thinking of doing that, because you didn't need it, you didn't need those closures. But suddenly out of nowhere, you're being called, you're being urged, you might even feel emotional or something about those people, and you feel like reaching out and saying, okay, it's okay. Those kind of things will happen. And that will very naturally lead you to the next timeline, because you've successfully been able to tie up the loose ends, and it just doesn't matter to you anymore. You're like far away from those timelines, so your mental energy will not go over there at all. You've closed those chapters and you're easily moving on. People who work with intuition, people who are aware of their intuition, you will feel a heightened sense of intuition. You will feel like your abilities are increasing also suddenly, because you are able to observe these changes so well. So you will be able to understand that certain psychic abilities of yours are getting enhanced, and basically giving you an upgrade. It's going to be mostly like an upgrade. It's not a downgrade for sure, it's an upgrade. And with the upgrade, because I'm talking about upgrades, you will see an upgrade in your gadgets. You might actually see an upgrade in your gadgets, like different phone models, laptop models. Something is asking you to change those things, get upgraded in your technology, because it is going to be required in this new timeline of yours. So you will be nudged, and these kind of updates will be floating all around you, wherever you see on your phone, your laptop. These kind of upgrades of different kind of purchases, that will be shown to you on purpose, so that you can get these upgrades. Like regular websites that you use, right? Regular websites that you use, suddenly you will see that the entire website has changed, the layout, the whole interface of the website has changed to a point where you don't even know how to use it now. Right? That kind of change is possible because all these kind of tech updates, set of advancements are being brought along in this timeline, which basically is anyway there in that timeline, but you are just being brought here, and now you will have to get accustomed to it, and you will have to basically learn it. These are all like seen, tried and tested things that we observe, and of course we go through timeline jumps a lot, right? Over the years, over the last 4-5 years, I've gone through so many timeline updates, so many jumps and shifts that I've gone through, which is why I'm able to see it again, because this one seems like a very major update, like a major shift. Why should you be aware of all these things? Timeline shift is happening. Okay, what am I supposed to know all this? What am I supposed to do about all this, right? We're telling you all these things so that you are aware and not go back to your old timeline. It is very much possible a lot of times where people end up going back to their old timelines because they are not so aware. This timeline is happening, this whole shift is happening for you for a reason. Not everybody in the whole world is going through this timeline shift, right? Some people are going through it, maybe 20% people are going through it, not maybe everybody is going through it. But if you are being called to this shift, if you are being pulled into change, then it's for your good. Something is happening to you, something wants you to change, better things are lined up for you. That is why you're going through this change, that is why you've been called upon, right? So that's why you don't want to miss out on these changes, you don't want to miss out on this timeline, that okay, you landed there, you put 1 feet there and you barely settled in, you barely were able to feel it, but because of some old habits that you were not able to release, or some kind of other mindsets, old mindsets that you were not able to release, you held on to those and you again stepped back into your old timeline. That is very much possible. That happens a lot also, where people jump into timelines and are not able to ground themselves in it properly, put 2 feet in it, sit in that energy, absorb that energy, get accustomed to the new habits that are being told to you, that new lifestyle that is coming to you. You're not able to exactly embrace that new lifestyle. You are there but not there, 1 foot inside, 1 foot outside, and slowly you fall back into the old timeline because of the old habits, the old mindsets, some kind of old things that you're too accustomed to, you're too comfortable with, that you're not able to release, some kind of mindsets that are holding you back. Even old friends, or old people that are still stuck in that old timeline, who are not supposed to come along with you, but you held on to them, or whatever, and that kind of made you stay back in the old timeline. Which is why this awareness is important. I'm bringing out also this awareness to all of you, to everybody, so that you are able to notice it a little more, see it for real, observe and be present in your surroundings, in yourself, to understand that, okay, am I really going through these kind of changes? Is something like that really happening to me? Some kind of timeline jump has happened in the last couple of weeks. If it has, and you resonate with these signs, then stay back, be patient, and stay in this energy. Let yourself be guided to go on further and adapt those habits, adapt this new mindset, new way of living, because it will only benefit you. It will benefit you, and make sure that you don't fall back into the old timeline by accepting things that are being shown to you and going ahead with this change, basically, and not fighting it, not struggling to hold things back or something, just going with the flow and accepting it completely. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, and share this video with other people who might benefit from this. And thank you so much for listening to the entire message.